With so many different countries now opening up the opportunity for people to reestablish citizenship through descent, I know so many people are interested in this process. And while each country is going to have a different process, you can guarantee it's going to be complicated, you're going to have to deal with bureaucracy, and it's going to require a lot of patience and research to make it happen. But if you can get through all of that, having a second passport is so important, and it's such a blessing to have, especially in troubling times or times of uncertainty. It does give you that extra sense of security, knowing that if you're not happy where you are, or if you even feel unsafe, you can always go somewhere else. And the beauty of having a second passport is obviously you have the ability to then live and work in another country. But if you have a passport that is for like the EU, for example, you have access to so many different countries. And now so many different countries are offering this reestablishment of citizenship through descent. And this was the process that I went through for my German dual citizenship. I am still in the waiting period. I have not received it, but I'm here to update you along the way, give you all of the tips that I acquired during this whole process, and make your experience a lot easier. And again, if you're somebody that's interested in going through this process, no matter which country it is, I'm here to help. So today I'm going to be sharing with you my top 4 tips that are absolutely crucial if you're going to be going through this experience, whether it's through Germany like I did or through any other country. It's going to be so helpful and will help you maintain that motivation to get you from the start all the way to the finish of this application. Before we begin, my name is Courtney and I created this second channel as a space to share my experience with you getting my German dual citizenship, hopefully, and moving abroad in 2025. I'm going to take you along for the entire journey. Definitely go ahead and subscribe. My first crucial tip, and this is the start of everything, is to contact your local consulate with your situation and all of your questions. Now, I know there's not a consulate in every single city or town, so find the one that's closest to you and send them an email. Tell them your situation, tell them how you think that you are qualified to apply for this, and then you can tell them your situation. Say, my grandmother immigrated from this place and my dad was from this place. Tell them everything. Say they divorced this person and they remarried this person and had a name change and then I was born. You can say, based on this information, can you tell me which documents I'm going to need so that I don't leave anything out? Hopefully, they will tell you all of the documents you're going to need. My consulate gave me a bullet point list of all the things I would need based on my situation, as well as some copy and paste FAQs, which were actually really helpful because I didn't have to go through and figure that out later down the line. I already knew it. I find that emailing throughout this entire process is going to be crucial to you because it will help you keep that motivation going. This can be a really isolating and lonely process. You are excited to do it, but it's incredibly stressful, and that motivation can die down fast, and before you know it, a year's gone by and you're still not making progress. So if you run into a wall, email the consulate, they will help you. Now, on the same track as emailing the consulate, my second biggest tip is to email anytime you feel stuck or have a question. People are always there to help you. And I'm not just talking about the consulate. I'm talking about if you have a place that you have to get documents from in your country that you're applying to, email somebody from that country who would have that document. So what you can do is go into Google Translate and type in the word for city hall or town clerk or whatever. You could figure that out yourself, whichever word you want to use. And then you're going to type in the town that you're looking for plus that word. So for me, I would type in Karlsruhe, for example, plus Standemost. This would always take me to a website that would have an email of somebody important from that town that I could start a conversation with. So I would email them, tell them my situation. I'm Courtney. I'm doing this process for my German dual citizenship. I need this document. How can I go about doing that? Is this the right place? A lot of times that website will also have the certificates that you need, or the birth certificates, marriage licenses, whatever you're looking for. A lot of times they will have those for you to order, but I would really recommend just emailing first, because I did waste a lot of money doing this process as well, because I was applying to places that I didn't need to be applying to. For example, I was applying for a birth certificate within Karlsruhe, which is a big city, in one district, but there are like 27 other districts. Anytime you run into something like this, just send someone an email. It just makes the process so much easier because you're taking out the guesswork and you're finding someone who can at least put you in contact with the right person. If you're contacting somebody from the country that you're applying to, my biggest recommendation is to use some of the language that they speak, because nothing is more rude than someone just typing out an email that's fully in English when they don't speak English, So just say like, hello, my name is da da da. Thank you so much. I hope you have a good day, in that language. It's super easy. You can have the rest of the email in English, but I found, at least I'm attributing this to this, but I had a really wonderful experience contacting all these people. And so many people complain about German bureaucracy. And while it wasn't always easy, everyone was very polite to me. And I think that was because I was trying my best. Being polite does go a very long way, especially when it comes to government things. My third tip, and this is the most crucial tip out of all of these, I would say, aside from number one, contacting the consulate, this is going to be key to keeping you organized, and that is creating a spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is going to be your home base for everything. I'm going to walk you through my spreadsheet in a minute, but I used Airtable. Airtable is wonderful. It's like color coded. It's very good for people who are visual, and it almost gamifies the experience. Every time that you receive something in the mail, you just check it off, and it's like a big dopamine hit. You're like, yes, I got to check it off my list. I can see it all coming together. And as you see it coming together, it continues to motivate you. And again, you can really lose motivation fast in this process. So make a spreadsheet, make it colorful. I highly recommend Airtable. It's free. And now let me walk you through my spreadsheet for this process. So let's get into it. Okay, so I'm sitting down at my computer now. I want to walk you through my spreadsheet so that you can create one for yourself. This is my spreadsheet, okay? So first things first, I took the email that the consulate sent me with all the information that I needed, and I wrote it all down right here. So you can see all of the different things that I needed. I put my name next to the task because those were for me. Then for the things that I needed for my dad, I just wrote dad. This is what I needed for his mother. And then these are the things that I needed for her father, which were things that I wasn't expecting to need, but that's what the consulate told me I needed. So I supplied those. So have a section for who it is. So then you're gonna have status over here. So you can see all of the different statuses I wrote. I adjusted these as I was going through for the different statuses that I was finding myself in, such as something was awaiting, I submitted it, but I was still waiting for the documents to arrive, waiting back for emails from certain people. Maybe you're in the research phase, or maybe you're reaching out to people to get information, sent first email. And then it's just so satisfying to be like, oh, it's not started. It's the one thing I haven't started. And then you're like, oh, I'm working on it. Oh, wait, actually, I just submitted it. And then you know what? I got it. It was received. It really gamifies it. And I know it's so simple, but it makes a world of difference in how you approach this whole thing. I lived and breathed by the spreadsheet. Important links. You're going to find yourself coming across links that you don't need at the moment, but you'll need later down the line. Copy and paste the link and put it into the important links section. This is so important, and I found this so helpful because, for instance, if I needed to go back after I had already submitted something and go back, and maybe it was the wrong thing I submitted and I need to go back, I have the link right there. As you can see, there's a lot of things going on at once. There's a lot of moving parts. So if you can just do yourself a favor and keep track of everything, the links included in that, it'll help so much. So then over here, I have more notes. Here, I wrote down my appointment, day and time. So here, for instance, I was in conversation with whoever had my grandmother's birth certificate. Email confirmed they received the order, but they're closed until the next week. They will take a look at my order then. And then here, see, send email on this date, January 2nd, asking if it needs double authentication. This was where I wrote down the exact county clerk that I needed that I just took the name out of. So just keeping track of the dates you send something and the dates where you send an email too. And that's the main thing. Keep track of the notes, keep track of the emails. Even if you come across things you're gonna have to pay for, write it down here. I wish I wrote down more because I wanted to tell you guys how much I spent doing all of this, but now it's gonna be more of a guess. I also attached certain files. So here was the English version of the application that I would need at one point. I don't think I did this until the very end. So I knew I'd come back to that, so I left it there. I think this was also like a confirmation that I ordered something, like my confirmation number. So I just screenshotted that and placed it here. And then yeah, some more notes, if anything else more extensive that I needed to write down, I would write it at the very end. So this is just an overview of what I want you guys to create if you're going through this process. Have some sort of spreadsheet that keeps track of where everything is, and it'll help you so much. So I hope this part of the video is helpful. Let's get back into the rest. Tip number 4 is to get yourself a folder completely dedicated to all of your documents. This also continues to gamify the experience. The more documents, the more papers you have in here, closer you are to winning. I swear, you have to have some sort of fun aspect to this or else you will go nuts. The key to making this process go as smoothly as possible is to stay incredibly organized. And as soon as you receive a document, take a picture, send it to somebody, dance with it, and then immediately put it in your folder. Don't look at it again. It's going in here, it's sticking shut, and you're not looking at it again until you're going to the consulate and triple checking that it's in here. If anything gets lost, that is awful in itself, but you just want to make sure that everything is in the right place. Every single time you get a document, put it in here and know that it's in here and it's safe. It's so important to stay organized. You don't want to lose anything. You want to make sure that everything is in this folder, and by the time you take it to the consulate, everything is in here. I literally just had a memory flashback into my brain of when I went to the consulate with this in here, and you know what wasn't in here? My passport wasn't in here, but I had it in my hand, and you know what? It wasn't mine. It was my mom's. We don't even live together. So that's what I'm saying. You have to make sure that while everything was in here, the one thing that wasn't in here was not even mine. Thankfully, I had a copy of my passport in here, but just goes to show you that like it's such a stressful experience that you're going to be kind of frazzled the day you go to submit it if you're going to the consulate. You just want to make sure you have everything organized and that it is yours and not your mom's. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to ask. I don't know everything. I'm not an expert in this at all. I'm not a lawyer, but I have my own experience, and that's, helpful in itself. I know different countries are different, but what I really do recommend is connecting with people who've gone through the experience or who are going through it. Whether it's with me, you can talk to me on Instagram, or you can talk to other people in the comments down below, ask questions, and connect with other people who have gone through it or who are going through it now. This will make you feel motivated. It'll make you feel not alone. And if you're brave enough, make a YouTube channel and make some videos about it, because there are not enough people talking about this experience online, and that's why I really wanted to step up and do it. If you want to watch me move abroad next year, continue this process of getting my German dual citizenship, then definitely go ahead and subscribe. I'm also going to be making videos about learning some languages, which is going to be really fun, and I'll see you soon. Bye!